Yeah, so welcome again to another class. Last class we talked about everything in Revit from the ribbon to the project browser and everything. So we are diving into Revit full now. So this is your Revit. Hope your Revit is opened. So let's create new folder. So yeah, this has been done. Remember, then browse. Then we'll not use default multidiscipline. No, we are going to use default. Yeah, then and then you open. Okay, and then you wait for it to load, and then there it is. First thing first you want to do is to go and change your units. You understand? Change your units because as can you see it now, it's in inches. You don't want it in inches, but if you're in Nigeria, so you have to change your units. So you go to manage, then manage. You now go to units and come here. Project. Have you seen the project unit? To click on it. Then see format. So this is angle, degrees, radian, any I want to do it. Yeah, you can change it. So if you want to change it to 2, 3, nearest 100, nearest, so you can change it there. So cost per area, you will change this into from square foot to what? Square meter. Then zero decimal place. Okay. Then distance also, you change it from feet to what? Millimeters. You can also change it to meters depending on what you are working with actually. So that's if you hit all those if you hit all those 8,356, you can change the nearest 10. So it can be 8,350 or 360. If you hit those 8,350, you now change it to the nearest 100. That is not 8,300, 8,400. So you just put zero decimal place. So you can change it to the 010 to the nearest 10, depending. So unit symbol of course. Then okay. Then area, instead of it to be square foot, you change it to square millimeters. Okay. Length, you change the length from feet and fractional something to millimeters. Remember, anyhow you want to change your nearest 10 or to point decimal, you click on okay. Then your mass density, if you to change it to kilograms, we don't use pounds in Nigeria, we use kilograms per meter, so you change it. Okay, then you have the speed, the time was in seconds. You can change the time from seconds to minutes to hours, so always use seconds. Yeah, the currency will be in normal currency, normal number. Then angle, of course, degrees. Then okay, then you change the grouping 1, 2, 3, 4. Either they use comma or they use dots. Like, so if it's going to the thousands, do you want comma or do you want dots? Or so see it, depending on which one you want. So of course, according to what they taught us in Nigeria, 1, 2, 3, comma, 4, 5, 6, comma, then yeah. Okay, then you now do what? Check it. Have you seen it? It has now changed. So it's no longer in that inches again. Well, so even though you change, if you want to draw a wall, it's of it appearing in inches. Have you seen it? It's not appearing in what? In millimeters. So this 4,500 is 450 centimeter and then 45 meters. Oh, sorry, 4.5 meters. So what I'm going to do is go to the south and then create level. Have you seen? Um, so level is where you differentiate the different floors of it. So you can click on this. Yeah, and it's something that can be adjustable. So now you change the number of this to 450. That is the normal DPC 450. You can change this too from your level 2 to you can change it to DPC. DPC. Yes, it will change. Then you can change this also to your NGL. NGL means natural ground level. it will also change. Then also if you want to get new one, then you click on that level. Do you guys see where I clicked? Level. You find it in your architectural tab. Level. Then 3,000. Yeah. So you can now change it to your first floor. FFL, your first floor level. Yes. Then click another one. You get another 3,000 from up. Then yeah, you change it to your second floor level. Yes. So you can give another space for your roof plan depending on the kind of level you are working with. So once you do that, it will appear here, your DPC. The thing is that this will arrange in alphabetical order. So D, F, N, G, L. So you have to be careful of what you're clicking. That's why I like it in level. So if I'm working on my one, I use my normal level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. You understand? So that it's be in sequential order for me personally. So those that like working on DPC, this is it. So you go to your DPC floor and then use your grid line. So your grid line is what helps you to draw your walls easily. You can draw your walls without your grid line, but most of the time use grid line so that it can help you differentiate and easily help you align for your engineer. So if you are working on a construction drawing that will be used on site, grid lines are very, 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 very important because that's what they will use for the columns and everything to do the foundation footing. So let us a normal um drawing. So this is the first one. So let's give the next one 5,000. Okay. So this will be the ante room. Let's give this one around 9,000. Okay. Okay. Then you just draw the last one. Are you seeing it? Yep. So from here we'll go here. So once you come here, so of course, the horizontal one will now be alphabet A. So once you change this alphabet, automatically it will change on its own. You click on the grid again and then you continue. I've seen it. It's on a B. I've just seen. Yep. I've seen. So that's how you do your grid line. So you can actually right click, you can select all instances and then delete. That's the thing. So selecting all instances when you want to select everything you have done. So just yeah. So if you right click and go from your left to your right, it will highlight, you have to highlight everything to highlight and everything. But if you want to pick out single components, you right MU left click and then drag from your right towards your left. So I've seen it. But if you want to, have you seen the difference? Yeah, you will, in case you want to capture the whole building, I don't want to capture it component by component. So we click on this to let the bubble appear on the opposite end. It's not necessary, some people like doing it, but also me, I like doing it too as well. So I've seen it. So I've taught you how to create your levels. Now, this is it. So let's start with drawing something. All right, so let's go. So if you click on wall, which wall do you use? Oh, right, this wall hasn't changed yet. We can have to edit. When you click on it, you have to edit your type of wall. Edit type. So because almost everything there comes with inches, so you can duplicate and then just put your basic wall 224. That's this duplication is helping to create the kind of wall you want. then edit. So the thickness will be what? 224. So it's a 224 wall. So depending on the kind of wall you want to use. Okay. Any other thing again? No. Apply. And then okay. So now it's no longer being inches again, it's now being what? 224. So have you seen it? So oh no, no, no. Yeah. So pardon me. Since it is in millimeters. So depending on what you want to do, you can change it. You cannot change it. So you control Z it to return it back, and then we'll continue drawing our walls. So I just wanted to show you guys how you can, you know, effect the change and all. So yep. All right. So we have drawn. So this is just a basic floor. So after you draw the basic floor, what else? A window. So edit type again. You can change the style of the window, the height, the width. You can change it to duplicate. You rename it 1500 window and change it to 1500 window. Then the width, are you seeing it? You change it to 1005. Then once you apply, okay, automatically it changes. So now if you want to confirm it whether it's 15, so it's a simple, have you seen it? So even though it comes with inches and all, you can rename it and put in your own measurement. So if you want any style of window you want, or you want the height of this, it's always there in the edit. So edit, that's why the edit is very good. It gives you flexibility. So once you edit, you can change the material of the window. So if you want to change the materials of the window, you can check it brick to show you brick. You understand? So depending on what you want, any material you want, any glass plate material you want to change it. The sorry, it's trying to bring up my, have you seen it? Yeah. The color, the kind of glass, everything you anyhow you want it. If you want it to be more reflective, if you want to see the graphics, to show the graphics. So it is under edit type. Very important. That's one thing you should know in architecture edit type. So you want to change the wall, or you want to change from your normal hollow wall to your brick wall, you want to change the size of the block, you want to change the appearance, it's under edit. Remember, you have to first duplicate it to create your own kind of material, and then it works. Coming.